The aged people and the bear. In a certain remote village, there lived an aged couple. They had no any relative in the world to assist them in the agedness. They lived there all alone. They led a very poor life, gleaning from fields the scattered grains of a harvest. When paddy fields were harvested, it remained a lot of grains back in the field here and there in the soil. These leftovers were gleaned by the old couple. In this way, with more or less advancements in the poverty, they lived there peacefully. One day, the old couple went to a new field in view of gleaning the leftovers. They started collecting the grains. About this time, a bear came to the field from somewhere. It listened to the couple's activity with a curiosity in eyes. It approached the old man and asked, "What are you doing here?" The old man said, "I am gleaning these little paddy grains." The bear asked, "What are you going to do with these grains?" "I shall husk these grains to get pure rice," the old man answered. "What will you do with this rice?" the bear again asked. The old man lost his temper, but it was no relevant to show disgust or distrust towards a wild beast. So, irritatingly, the old man replied, "I shall powder the rice into flour, putting it into a mortar, then threshing it with a pestle." Impatiently, the bear asked again, "What will you do with the flour?" The old man said, "I shall knead it into pastry." "What is the use this pastry?" the bear continued. The man said, "I shall bake 2 cakes and both of us will eat them. Those cakes are very sweet." Hearing that the old couple was going to prepare cakes, the bear's mouth was watered. It said adamantly, "Tomorrow instead of 2 cakes, you must bake 3 cakes. 2 cakes can be used up by you, but 1 cake must be put aside for me. If I don't get the cake when I come, I will kill you too." So saying, the bear went away. The old couple came back to their hut. Next morning, they baked 3 cakes. Both of them ate 1 each and kept 1 behind for the bear. But after a while, the old man clanged earnestly to eat a little part of the reserved cake. He ate a little from it. A little time later, the old woman also coveted highly to eat a little away from the share of the bear. She too did the same. In this way, the bear's share was completely eaten up. Both of them cursed themselves for they ate the bear's share. They were sure that the bear would kill them. So, the old woman scrambled up over a kitchen sling and hid herself in it. The old man sat on the roof just above the place where the sling had been. The sling was just above the oven. The bear came to the hut from outside. It got the smell of the cakes. It came to the kitchen, sniffing loudly. It saw none around. Sniffing incessantly, the bear reached the oven and inserted its head into it. Embers were still active in the oven just under the ash. Fearing the bear's presence, the old woman was stirred a little, and the sling was broken. She fell from the above onto the bear. In the same moment, the old man fell on the old woman because the roof was crushed when the lady fell. The bear's face was inside of the oven. It could not free its head from the oven so easily, for two persons were just over it. Somehow or other, it saved its face. It was seared all over. Before coming back to its sense of the surroundings, it ran out of the house, crying loudly in deep pain. It never came back to the hut to get the cake from the old people.